And what's good, what's good? Welcome to a new episode of BME Presents. I'm your host tonight, Tony Brown. Tonight we got a great show lined up for you. I got former NFL player, Mr. James Whitley. He has a new clothing line called 9-7. We're going to sit down and have a long conversation with him about his career in the NFL, the CFL, and the Arena League, and talk about his new clothing line. Plus, I got some hot videos to show you, and we're going to take you out somewhere, bring you something to eat, all right? So stick and stay, don't go away. Like I say, grab your popcorn, because it's about to be on. This is BME Presents. All right, welcome back to BME Presents. As promised, I'm here with my first guest tonight. He's a former professional athlete turned business entrepreneur in the clothing and apparel industry. Welcome, James Whitley. How you doing, brother?
Tony Brown, I appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, man. James, real quickly, man, tell our viewers a little bit about you. I just teased them with the professional athlete, but I'm gonna let you get into the meat of it.
Well, my name is James Whitley. I'm a product of Norfolk, Virginia. Went to Northview High School, got a scholarship to go to the University of Michigan. Coming out of this area, man, there's a lot of great talent back then. You know, you had, your Allen Iversons and your Ronald Currys and Dre Blyes and people like that.
Yeah.
Going and doing it big. James Boyd, so we had a good competitive group here. And, it kind of propelled guys like myself onto that next level, man. And getting on that main stage, playing with guys like Charles Woodson and Tom Brady. Some memorable moments, championship years and stuff like that.
Okay, Tom Brady, let me stop you. Yeah. What team was Brady on when you played with them?
Well, actually, I played with Brady 3 years, man. I came in 97. He would have been a redshirt sophomore at that point.
Okay.
So his redshirt sophomore year, junior and senior year.
Okay, you're talking about college.
In college.
Yeah,
at Michigan.
Okay.
At Michigan, right.
Okay, great.
3 minutes to go. Kavanaugh looking for Chambers and broken up, almost intercepted by James Whitley.
Kavanaugh gets time, goes Davis, intercepted. Whitley picks it off. Down at the 24-yard line. Superb play by James Whitley, the junior, his second pick of the season.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, man, but I didn't know it. But
you know what? What's mistaken is that the same Brady you saw for those 7 championships,
right,
all right, the same Brady that I knew about in college, because he won titles in college, he won championships in college.
Right.
Had comebacks and things like that against squads like Alabama, man. And if you look back at that film, it's the same exact guy. The passion, the attention to detail, all of those things. And he was actually taking notes on how to win in 1997 because he was behind Brian Griese, who was a starting quarterback. That was the year Michigan won the national title. My freshman year, coming in, playing an integral part, as a defensive back. And you got a piece of the title, man.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So you went into the league. What was your first team?
My first team, man, kind of like on odds ends, like I had to enter the league in a strange way, let's say. I got into trouble coming out of school, all right? Got caught with a concealed weapon, all right? Carrying a concealed weapon. I had to go to Canada first. So Montreal was actually my first professional team in the Canadian Football League.
Okay.
Played up there for a year. It was almost like they had me on the radar because I didn't get drafted. I didn't even get looked at in the camp. I was red flagged really because Ray Lewis situation that just happened back in the day. They
had their trouble-making perception.
All of that stuff was going on, right? And here it is, me, a faulty move. So I was red flagged, had to go to Canada, and I kept my nose clean, man. The year after, Lovie Smith, the defensive coordinator of St. Louis then, Mike Martz, the head coach, the St. Louis Rams, they brought me on sight unseen. They called me an off-the-street free agent because I wasn't necessarily on a previous NFL squad and I was coming from a whole other league.
Right. So how'd you find playing in Canada? I played professional ball in Europe, in Italy. Okay. It's nothing like, I know it's nothing like the NFL experience, but I still got paid to play football, something I love to do. How did you compare the Canadian experience to the American experience?
I tell you what, football is football, as we know, right?
Right.
You got plays set up, offense and defensively, strategy, right? Canada, though, me being a defensive back, you had a much bigger field, all right? You had a 65-yard wide field instead of a 55-yard wide.
Right.
Then it was 110 instead of 100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So being a defensive back, you had a total disadvantage in Canada. You got a big field, all right? And the receivers can come in motion before the snap of the ball. So it was something I'd never seen before, but it prepared me technically, You know what I'm saying? Getting your hips in order and stuff like that. Learning how to move as someone is coming at you and things like that. So, I mean, I had a great rookie year up there. And obviously so, the St. Louis Rams, they saw something in me and signed me that next year.
So you played with the Rams, you played with, who else did you play with?
Played with Green Bay.
Okay.
All right, and I played a short stint in Carolina.
Okay,
Yeah.
Panthers.
Carolina Panthers, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Now, after that NFL career, I went back to the Canadian League to try to propel my career again. It was just so up and down. Injuries, you know what I mean? Just a lot of different things going on. You know how it is, man. It's so political. But I went back to Canada, Montreal, got traded to Vancouver in efforts to try to propel my career again. And I said, you know what? 07, I retired in 05 from the league. Went to Canada. I said, okay, I might try to come back. All right. 06 come around, and I get released from a squad in Canada. All right. 07 come around, and I joined a team down in Atlanta called the Georgia Force, which is out of the Arena Football League.
Okay.
So at this point, from 2001 to 2007, I didn't touch 3 of the American football, professional leagues.
Right.
Canadian Football League,
the Arena League,
and
the NFL.
And the career was just up and down, man. I'm like, man, I lost out on big money because of injuries.
Right.
Had major concussion issues and stuff like that.
Right.
And still trying to make it work. I tore my knee up in the Arena League. But I had a knee injury. I didn't tear it up. And it made me think, like, look, what are you going to do next? That's when I went back to school, Tony. And that's when I started thinking entrepreneurially.
Okay. So that's interesting. So you left Michigan before you finished?
I left Michigan with 18 credits behind.
Okay. Yeah, I'm slacking too. I was going to law school and finished with like 12 credits to go. So dropped out with like 12 credits to go. So
you gotta finish, man.
Yeah, I am one day. But so how did you make the segue from being a professional athlete to getting into the clothing and apparel industry?
Well, let me tell you, man. When I went back to school in 07, it was easier for me to concentrate on school because I wasn't a student athlete.
Right.
So we're talking about you got double, triple duty being a student athlete.
Right, and
you got to control your social environment.
Yeah.
You got to control what you do on the football field to maintain your position and expertise, and then in the classroom,
right.
You got to exceed to a certain level in order to be eligible to play. You know what I mean?
Right.
So balancing all of those things is what I was up against my first go around. When I went back to school in 07, I was just a student. All right. Had like a 3.5 GPA. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got a different motive while you're there.
My
now.
focus is different.
Exactly.
And I'm seeing things differently. Now I'm working with the football program, working in the training room and stuff like that, helping these guys get in gear, get in shape, and stay ready for the season. But I'm studying, man, and I'm into seeing what's around me now. It's like a lot of stuff I was there the first 3.5 years I didn't even see. But now coming back, I'm like, man, this institution has been here for a while. It's gonna be here for a while.
Right.
How can I create something that's gonna stick and stay like that? And that's when the birth of the concepts of 9-7 began.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about 9-7. What's some fly gear you got over there?
Hey man, 9-7, I tell you, it's a brand that cultivates a championship culture. All right.
Okay.
It's a brand that that represents a dedication to excellence. All right. Our motto is just win. All right.
Okay.
And I paralleled it to what we did in 1997 as the Michigan football team, going out and winning the national championship.
Is that the 9-7 dedicated to that year?
It's dedicated to that year in a sense, though. I'm gonna get around to it, right?
Okay.
So more so the mentality than exactly what we did, because we had to be on the same level of thinking, And the thinking was to just win, but it was more of a transcendence through diligence type of deal. Like we were going to exceed the higher heights through hard work.
Right.
You know what I mean? So let's say, to put it short, just to make it kind of in layman's terms, 9-7, if you say 10 is perfection, you can get as close as a 9 if you realize that there's 7 days in a week to remain consistent in your push. That's 9-7.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Got the concept.
You'll never be perfect, but you got to keep striving forward, man, because it ain't over until it's over.
Yeah. Beautiful concept, man. And I like the mind state that people have behind their brands and behind what they, because that gives you your drive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what? I've been a living testament to this brand since my day of birth, bro. For real. Born in 79, flipping those numbers around. You know what I mean? But achieving certain things amidst the obstacles, you know what I mean, that I was dealt, the cards that I was dealt. You know, my mother and father addicted to drugs and stuff like that. You know, traveling cross country as a young man, finally nestling here in '87, and attaching myself to sports and athletics, and some figures, you know, around in this area that was real heavy into it and knew and taught me the game of football and stuff like that. And you know, just from high school, man, coming home and I wouldn't see my mom for 30 days at a time, things like that. We're talking about some trauma, you know what I mean? But getting over those things and then still exceeding, you know, to those levels, that's 9/7 at its finest there, you know? Because when you wake up in the morning, you got to make a decision. What am I going to do today? You know?
So the line of apparel, this is sportswear?
Well, I tell you what, our first collection, what we have is the Commemorative Collection, is this piece here. This is out of our Commemorative Collection, and items out of that collection commemorate certain moments, people, and things like that. On the inside of that jacket is a mural of that team, that 1997 team. Now, as you can see, the colors are maize and blue here, which symbolizes University of Michigan, because that's my immediate market. You know what I mean? It's a select, you know, 2 million people in that market. Give me 10,000 at $100 to $1,000 a year. You know what I mean? That's what I want to do, and that's what this piece right here is going to. It's going to be a good big seller for me. But we're charging $19.97 for that, $1,997 for that piece. Now, that's a Stewart and Strauss based jacket. We're talking about heavy duty, sturdy. All of our items going to have some quality to them. But what we're doing, the benefactor of this product here, all right, is going to be, we're going to organize a fund with Mott Children's Hospital at the University of Michigan, all right, where we're putting, I don't know, 10, 20, 30% from the proceeds of this jacket into a fund to help these kids, man. And, you know, kind of maybe some medical research of some sort. I don't know. But we're going to figure that out.
That's beautiful. Who comes up with the concept, the design concepts? Because the pieces are hot. I'm really digging that houndstooth piece in the middle, man.
Man, that houndstooth. And what I wanted to do, Tony, I said, okay, we got maize and blue, right? That's Michigan. Everybody's not a Michigan fan. You know, I'm from Norfolk, Virginia, man. We talking about Virginia Tech. You got guys that went to Carolina, stuff like that. On that level, but black and white, it's kind of like if you're going to adopt this mindset of 9/7, let's make it black and white. And what I said, okay, I'll do another combination as an option to the maize and blue and go black and white, because anything in black and white is contractual. All right? You know what I mean? You're going to adopt this 9/7. You're going to adopt this 9/7. Let's do it in black and white now. You know what I'm saying? So I came up with the black and white chenille patches. That houndstooth is just a good creative classic design there, you know. But as mentioned, these items are quality, man. The cottons, you know, heavy duty, the stitching and things like that. Everything is sound, man.
So tell our viewers how they could go about, you know, purchasing your items, how they could get their hands on some of the 9/7 gear.
9/7 gear. We're in revamp mode. Our site is still up though. You can check us out at www.the97group.com, and that's the97group.com.
All right, welcome back to BME Presents. Like I said, I'm going to take you to get something to eat. And right across the street, there's this place that's dynamite. I mean, it's out of sight. I'm going to head over there to get me a bite. They got crab cake sandwiches, Philly cheesesteaks, and Chef Skip's, located at 4701 Portsmouth Boulevard in Portsmouth, Virginia. It's black-owned establishment. Make sure you come out and support them. Let me check this menu out real quick. Banana pudding, shrimp po' boys, shrimp baskets, Philly and shrimp. Crab cake and shrimp and fish. Me, I ordered chicken Philly cheesesteak. It's a nice little clean restaurant right here in the heart of Portsmouth, Virginia. Chef Skip's, come check him out. Open it up, let me see what it is. Let me see that thing. That look good. That look good too. Alright, it's Tony Brown, BME Presents. Make sure you check out Chef Skip's, located at 4701 Portsmouth Boulevard. You ain't even gotta go there, just call Uber Eats and they'll deliver to your door. Alright, stay tuned for this video.
Your body, brother, here to say,
All right, that does it for tonight's episode. We'd like to thank you for watching. We'd like to thank our guest, Mr. James Whitley, for coming by. Make sure you go online and support his clothing line, 97 Clothing Gear. And follow us on all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Until next week, y'all stay peaceful, all right? It's your man, Tony Brown. Go.
Pull your heart out, make it sing for me. Hit me on my line, let it ring for me. We gon' ball forever, get this cream with me. Say them all in.